Good morning, my beautiful friends. This is your wake up call with Maui Paul. I am Maui Paul. We are here today to say some nice things about ourselves. Happy Friday to you. Good morning, Susan. Seems like I'm glad that you're off to Jamaica. I hope you have a fantastic time. I know you love it every time you go down there. But yeah, I want to say thank you so much for being here. Good morning to everybody else who is here as well, who has not yet left a comment. It is Friday. We are here to say some good stuff about us, and ultimately to give ourselves the ammunition that we need to have an amazing day today. The question of the day is what went well this week, and for me, I had a really good week. I started up a new, I guess not really new, but I restarted an old discipline that has helped me tremendously, which was making my list the night before instead of trying attempting to make my list the day of when I had things to do. Something I've noticed in my own life is that when I need, obviously I need to be organized in my day just like everybody else in order to be effective. And quite honestly, when I'm it's like my brain is very good at organizing things when there's no pressure to do them. My brain is fantastic at organizing stuff when I don't actually need to get on it right away. And I found that when I make a list in the morning, I don't really know exactly what it is that I am to do. But when I make a list the night beforehand, it's like everything is crystal clear exactly what needs to be done. And so what I've been doing recently is I've been making my to-do list the night before, and and then executing it the day of. That way I don't have to think about it. Now the fact is that that as we or as I do projects, the most important work is to figure out what the work is, but to figure out what the work is before I can do the work. And so being able to figure it out the night before is tremendously helpful. Also, I started up a new practice, a little wrinkle in my day. But I started up a new practice, which was instead of crossing out the things that I've done as I did them, I've started to highlight the things that I've done as I do them. And what that's doing for me is that's giving me the ability to really celebrate what I've done instead of crossing it out and being like, oh well, that's already been done, so cross it off. I'm crossing it off, so I'm highlighting it, so I'm reminding myself of just how productive I'm being. And so I feel like that daily practice is something that went very well this week for me. I made my today I am list, and I used to do to-do lists. I hate to-do lists. I love the concept of a to-do list. I love to make a list of the things that must be accomplished. It's wonderful to organize it in space, but in the end, it's also it comes with a sense of obligation. Whereas my today I am list is a declaration of what I am doing. And so my my am list, and then highlighting the things on the list as I have as I have completed them, have been tremendously helpful for me. So that's stuff that went well this week that really empowered me to get a lot of things accomplished that I otherwise probably wouldn't have gotten accomplished. I feel like I did really well because I was living up to my own expectations of myself, as opposed to as opposed to just dealing with the chore of whatever thing that I had promised myself that I would do. And so I went from doing something out of a sense of obligation to doing things out of a sense of joy. And for me, that's something that went very well. All right, so let's have some fun today. It being Friday, we're gonna pull the final card. I'm gonna ask you if you are the affirmation on the deck, and we are gonna respond out loud together. I am that affirmation. And then as we do that, we are going to be building into our own lives, changing up our own experiences. And then afterwards, I'm going to go over the cards for the week, and we're going to take a look and see what kind of a theme that Pepper put together. I've definitely noticed I've definitely noticed like a sunrise theme, although I wasn't 100% sure about Wednesdays. But let's see where it goes, and then yeah, we'll be able to see what Pepper's put together for us this week. So yeah, let's have some fun. Let's pull a card off the top of the deck and say that today I am inspired. I am inspired. I act on my creative impulses. So I am inspired. I act on my creative impulses. Are you inspired? You are inspired. You act on your creative impulses. I'm going to write that down in the chat, and I encourage you to do the same thing. I act on my creative impulses. I am inspired. I act on my creative impulses. And let me tell you, I've definitely felt inspired this week. Not only because I've been highlighting my to-do list, which is like literally, literally right here, but also because as I have, as I've been looking at that list, and as the inspiration hit me to do things, I actually, did them. So I was redesigning a business card and a yard sign for a client today or yesterday. I guess today. I guess I did it today, just really super early in the morning. And it turned out very nicely. I'm very happy how it turned out. I sent the first print proofs over to them, and just was like, hey, just want to make sure that this is approved by you. But I did that. I did that really really early this morning, probably about 2:33 a.m. something like that. But the fact is that I did it when I was inspired to do it, and I had the creative impulse. I was actually working on something totally different. I had the creative impulse, and then I already had that project set up in a new tab. One of the wonderful things about working on the internet is that I can have full workspaces completely set up. And so I had a workspace just for their business cards completely set up. I had all the graphic design software opened. I had the business card printing software opened. I had the their entire brand kit open. Everything was open. Everything I needed was there. And I had set it up previously. I had set myself up for success, such that when I had the creative impulse, I just went right over to that workspace and I did the work, and I was able to knock it out fairly quickly. And so I am inspired. I act on my creative impulses. And the more that I act on my creative impulses, the more inspired that I am. The more, the more that I act on my creative impulses, the more that I realize just how much more creativity I would like to embody. And so I am inspired today, and you are as well. And the people that I hang around with are indeed, do indeed act on our creative impulses. Like I take a look at the things that the folks around me have accomplished, and these sorts of accomplishments only come through being inspired. They only come through acting on our creative impulse. So I feel like I'm going into the weekend inspired. I feel like I'm going into Awesome Saturday inspired, and that I feel like today and even this week I've come up with more tools that I can use to live an even better life. So let's go over the cards for the week and see where we stand. So today we are inspired, and one of the reasons that we are able to act on our creative impulses is that we act outside of the ordinary, because we are extraordinary people, that we transcend expectations, and that we live authentically, and that authentic living that we do is something that inspires us. Of course, one of the reasons that we are extraordinary is that we are vibrant, that we radiate energy and life, because when we really lean into life, life leans right back into us. And when we dedicate ourselves to being vibrant, when we dedicate ourselves to radiating that energy, then it allows us to live an extraordinary life and be both inspired and inspiring. Of course, this vibrancy is something that only comes through discipline. When we exercise control for our betterment, when we decide how things are going to be, and then we do the small daily things in order to make that happen. It isn't always fun for me to do some of the things that I do. I do them anyways. It wasn't fun for me to set up my workspace for designing those business cards. When I did it, I didn't really want to do the business card project. I knew that I had promised that. I knew that was one of my deliverables, and so I set up the workspace for it, even when I wasn't necessarily ready to move forward on it, I at least set up the workspace. I did a small thing in order to set myself up for success. I exercised control for my betterment, and then ultimately it led into a really good result. And of course, one of the things that allows us to be disciplined is that we are brilliant, that our inner light shines in dark places. So we started the so I think I can see the theme here. It looks like she's going for a sunrise to sunset theme. So we started off by recognizing that we were brilliant. That brilliance, that inner light that we are dedicated to shining, inspires us to be disciplined, which allows us to have that vibrant life and to really be that vibrant person. And that vibrancy permits us to be extraordinary, to live life that's outside of the ordinary, which then inspires us to act on our creative impulses. Sunrise to sunset through the week, and of course, it all culminates with Awesome Saturday, which is coming up tomorrow. The Sabbath that I take every week, and during which we affirm that we are awesome, and so let us recognize our inherent value and worth. We are inherently valuable simply because we are on this earth. We are inherently valuable because we have the ability to manifest change in our lives and in the lives of others. We are inherently valuable because of our life experiences. We are inherently valuable because of the wisdom that we've acquired, and that wisdom is hard won. It comes through time. It comes through time and through experience. So let's recognize our inherent value and worth as we are inspired through life and as we inspire others, as we act on those creative impulses, as we find the need to do something fun and creative, and then we do it, as we set up our space for future creativity to make sure that when future creativity strikes, that when inspiration strikes, that we are able to catch it. How many times have I had inspiration and been unable to catch the inspiration? Or by the time I finally got my space set up to catch the inspiration was gone. One of the most valuable pieces of advice that I ever got about inspiration is that art takes hard work, and that when you can ride that wave of inspiration, ride it. And in the end, the way to ride it is to make sure that the creative space is always set up, so that when inspiration is there, the creative space is there to catch it. And so I act on my creative impulses, and I encourage you to act on your creative impulses too. Who knows what you can create? Life is one of those beautiful things where everything in life kind of lines up to support our creativity, and as it does, it allows us to live a different life every single day, to be a different person, to do a different thing, and in the end, to live in an actualized way. So I am inspired today. You are inspired as well. So let's act on our creative impulses today, tomorrow, for all of our tomorrows, and of course, come this weekend. On tomorrow, Awesome Saturday, I fully intend to act on my creative impulses. I intend to not really have any plans, and I intend to just to be a free range a human being rather than a human doing. All right, guys. I want to say thank you so much for being here. It is wonderful to see everybody around today. Good morning to Susan. I hope you have a fantastic time in Jamaica. Good morning to Shauna. Good morning, Lauren, coming in from Paradise. Wonderful to see you here as well. Thank you all for being here. I know that, I'm going to have an amazing weekend. I'm sure you'll have an amazing weekend too. And so let's have an amazing time together. Susan, I'll see you when you get back from Jamaica, and have everybody else have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll talk to you guys so tomorrow at 11 a.m. we'll be doing an Awesome Saturday service. So tune in for the Awesome Saturday service. Get some ass tomorrow. The Awesome Saturday service is really all about the spiritual underpinnings of the wake up call, and so I really always happy when I see you guys there. And then on Monday at 9 a.m. we will come back with more of these cards. I'll have Pepper make me up another themed deck. But until then, between sunrise and sunset, we have an amazing opportunity to act on our own creative impulses and to do really cool stuff. So this is your daily reminder. You're a beautiful person. You're wonderful. You are a magical person. You can accomplish anything you set your mind to. I love you. I appreciate you. And I know that you are becoming the person that you were born to be. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. and then after that, Monday at 9 a.m. But until then, aloha from paradise.